of course, share some good words, even though now, like, it's a little bit of a sad moment. We hope that MiYe can still, bring us something good during this day. So let us all invite MiYe. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, good morning, brothers and sisters. Thank you for your presence today. Also, thank you for all of our brothers and sisters joining over Zoom. We're really grateful for your presence this morning. I hope that wherever you are, you have this beautiful day outside. So welcome. Well, all of us know about the recent events that happened this week. And we are in a prayer chain, constant prayer chain, alongside our community and alongside our Japanese sisters from UK and Ireland that are constantly praying for our beloved sister Noriko. Even though it's a sad moment that we are experiencing, losing a dear friend, a dear mother, a dear wife, a dear sister. One thing that I came to reflect upon this situation, when I was doing my prayers in the prayer chain, I don't know why, while I was praying, it came to me True Father's words in his autobiography that mentions about a legacy of love. So in my prayers, I don't know why, if it's my consciousness, if it was a good spirit world inspiring me at the moment, but I could really reflect upon the legacy of love. How are we living up our lives until now? How are we living our lives? How much love did we give to our brothers and sisters, to our families, to our close families, to our friends, to whatever person we met in our life? Of course, like we part of the Heavenly Parents Holy Community, one of our core philosophies and foundations and sayings is that we must live for the sake of others. But in the current situation in which we face in our daily lives, because every one of us has a different circumstance. We have work, we have family, we have other things to worry about. So how can we deeply live for the sake of others? Of course, as also part of our philosophy in the Heavenly Parents Holy Community, we strive to become ideal families. And true parents always teach us that everything starts from the family. Everything starts from the family. So why not start living, having this altruistic heart of living for the sake of others in our own families first. If we are a son or daughter, living for the sake of our parents, having a filial piety, having a filial heart, a sincere filial heart towards our heavenly parents and our parents. As parents, also live for the sake of our children with unconditional love. And it's not only limited to our families, but also we can support our friends and family, our extended family, we say. Our friends and family, they need us. They need our love. And it's funny to say, but they know when you're deeply loving them. They can feel that, even though they do not say anything, but they feel deep inside them that you are loving them. And of course, supporting our community, not just our church community, but we can get involved in projects that can contribute to our society, contribute to our community, contribute for a cause. There are many ways to live for the sake of others. We just have to go out from the shell of self-pity and, let's say, selfishness, and then embrace and live this kind of altruistic life. And why am I saying about living an altruistic life? Because in the end, to conclude, I'd like to read some extracts of True Father's autobiography that talks about There's even a chapter which the title of the chapter is Living a Legacy of Love. I'm sorry, I'm just getting a bit emotional. We must strive to live for the sake of others, because from this world, we will not take our possessions. We will not take our money. We will not take our family with us. The only thing that we will be able to leave behind is the amount of love that we could share with everyone. The amount of love that we could spread all over the world with our family, with our friends, with our brothers and sisters. We'll all be remembered by the love. We'll not be remembered by our possessions. We will not be remembered by the things that we've accomplished. Of course, some of them are important, but the most important thing that we must leave behind is a true legacy of love. Love, in the end, we come from love, we are born from love, we live from love, and we go to the spirit world living a legacy of love and living with our Heavenly Parent in His deepest love. We have great examples of people who lived altruistic lives, who did not hesitate in spreading their love message, who did not hesitate on living sincerely for the sake of others. We have our true parents, now true fathers in the spirit world, and true mother is now here on earth with us. And she constantly, even though Father ascended to the spirit world, she has constantly working, constantly loving us. And we know wherever we are, wherever we may be, that true parents truly love us. And this legacy of love is really important. Also, we have our Lord Jesus Christ. Our Lord Jesus Christ also was really altruistic. He was deeply and sincerely a devoted filial son of our Heavenly Parent. And until today, even 2,000 years after his passing, we're still talking about his love, we're still feeling his love. Because that's the kind of legacy that our Lord Jesus Christ left for us on earth. And our nearest example is our dear sister Noriko Manning, because everyone, I'm sure that everybody on this call and everybody here physically in our church center, even though it was for a brief moment, we could feel that Noriko was spreading love all the time. And she did not hesitate to love each and every one of us, not just her family, not just her close ones, but all of her brothers and sisters. I heard when some second gens here in Ireland, they went on a road trip and they stayed in the Manning's house. And then they were telling us after how it was, the road trip. And Noriko came for one of our open Sunday services in the park. And she said, I love second generation. It was so pure. That is truly true love. That is the truest expression of love towards not just her own family, but for all of us brothers and sisters. And let's reflect upon how we are living our lives today, how we're living up until today, and say, and ask our conscience, because our conscience is our master. God cannot individually be guiding each one of us, so he through the conscience, he can work, and our conscience can lead us to the right way. So let's ask our conscience, let's ask our original mind, how have I been living until today? Am I living an altruistic life? Am I living a selfish life? And how can I do that? How can I change that? And I'm sure that our conscience will give us the right answer, the one that we really need. So let's reflect upon our lives and ask our conscience how we have been living, so we can be better versions of ourselves. And in the end, we'll be remembered by the amount of love, and our legacy of love and our deeds will be forever remembered, not just by our families, but for every person that we met along the way in our lives. I would like to, sorry, just a second. I'd like to read some passages from True Father's autobiography as a peace-loving global citizen that really inspired me to give my message this morning. I think all brothers and sisters know that my sermons and my services are short, but I hope that the message can be understood and it can feel in your hearts as well. So I'll read some passages from the chapter of True Father's autobiography, Leaving Behind a Legacy of Love. A true life is a life in which we abandon our private desires and live for the public good. This is a truth taught by all major religious leaders, past and present, East and West, whether it be Jesus, Buddha, or the Prophet Muhammad. It is truth that is so widely known that, sadly, it seems to have been devalued. The passage of time or changes in the world cannot diminish the value of this truth. This is because the essence of human life never changes, even in times of rapid change all around the world. Especially these words are really impacting, especially in the scenario that our current scenario right now. I'm sorry, I didn't prepare any slides, but yeah. Second passage is, human beings have always struggled to understand who we are and why we must live. We must realize just as we were not born of our own accord, we are not meant to live our lives for our own sakes. So the answer to the question of how we should live our lives is simple. We were born of love, so we must live by traveling the path of love. Our lives were created by receiving the boundless love of our parents, so we must live our entire lives repaying that love. In the course of our lives, this is the only value we can choose on our own. The success or failure of our lives depends on how much love we pack into those 80 years that are given to us. Everything in the world will eventually pass. The parents we love, the husband or wife we love, and the children we love will all pass away. All that remains with us at the end of our lives is death. When a person dies, only his legacy remains. Please consider for a moment what you can do to show that you lived a life of value. The possessions and social position you have accumulated during your life will pass away from you. Once you cross the river of death, such things will have no meaning. Because we were born in love and lived our lives in love, love is also the only thing that remains with us when we are in our graves. We receive our lives in love, live by sharing love, and return into the midst of love. It is important that we live in a way that we can leave a legacy of love behind us. So let's reflect upon our lives and share as much love as possible, not just with our loved ones, but to our extended family, which are the 7 billion people living in this world. So brothers and sisters, I want to thank you all for being here this morning. This is my brief message for this morning. Let's reflect upon the legacy that we want to leave behind when we cross the bridge to the spirit world and live in our eternal home with our heavenly parent. Thank you so much for being here. And I would like to offer a prayer to conclude. Please join me in prayer. Our dearest heavenly parents and true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, our Lord Jesus Christ, good morning. We're here gathered this morning, here in person and also online, to be here together in this time of fellowship, to reflect upon the words of our true parents regarding leaving a legacy of love. We are born from love, we live from love, and we go to the spirit world in love, leaving behind a legacy of love. Of course, we are not perfect yet. We're still trying to overcome our own obstacles. But so far, we are striving to be filial sons and daughters with the heart of Hyojong, of filial piety, that can really give happiness and glory to you and also spread love towards our brothers and sisters. We want to be remembered, Heavenly Parent, by the amount of love that we could share with our families, with our friends, with our community, with all of the brothers and sisters all over the world. And we are grateful for the gift of life. And we will reflect and strive every day to give as much love as possible so we can impact our communities. So you can be proud of us, Heavenly Parent, because we are your sons and daughters, and we want you to be proud of us. We want you to be happy for us and proud of us. So please, Heavenly Parents, we will make you proud. We will surely make you proud and receive all of our brothers and sisters here in our congregation this morning. And we are absolutely sure that we will leave behind and live according to our true parents' words. And of course, we will leave behind our legacy of love. As our dear sister Noriko, her legacy is still alive and will always be alive, and she'll always be remembered by her love. And we are sure that she left here for us a huge and immense legacy of love. And we'll live up to her example, to her highest standard, and really grateful for all the love that she could share with us. So as brothers and sisters, we want to offer and conclude this service with a heart of gratitude. I want to offer this prayer in all of our names. In the name of MiYe, Vittorio Nobo de la Corte, the Central Blessed Family, Adjo. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, MiYe, for your words for this.
Yeah, thanks, MiYe. That was wonderful words, MiYe, and for Victoria.
Thank you very much, Michael. Yeah, honestly, also, I say when we heard about Noriko's passing at the beginning, I almost felt numb. I couldn't process the thought that it actually happened. And of course, it was a very sad moment. But I remember when I was doing the 1 hour pray during the pray chain, certain point, I start to think about not just about Noriko's passing, but actually her path going back to God. And of course, I was sad about Noriko's passing, but at a certain point, I almost felt happy for her, just imagining about how God must be proud of her for, having left so much love of course, especially to our community, as we're very close to her, but of course, just her way of living and her attitude, for what we could see from MiYe and this period here in Ireland, you could feel her love, and I'm sure God, she's very proud of her. So I hope that the love she has shared to us will help us to spread it to our community and the people in the world, and you'll really learn from her way of living, and of course thank her for this gift she has offered to us. And yeah, I hope we can all keep spreading this love legacy she has left to all of us. So yeah, now we're gonna have one more song before the announcements. Hope that everybody can sing all together and enjoy this holy song. So yeah, wait. Just give us a minute. Lord, into his garden comes, the spices till the rich perfume.
The lilies grow and dry, the lilies grow and dry. It's divine. And the day sometimes there are days of in others draw the
Wait, you have to mute me. Am I? Sorry. Sorry, everybody. Okay, I hope everybody could enjoy this song. And I'm gonna share some announcements. Pretty much at the moment, we still not have confirmed the time and location for Noriko Songwa, but of course, after the Sunday service with Eli, we can. Yeah, here he will be here, right? Yes. Okay. All right, but will be a reception to, but will not be the somewhere, right?
So, guys, can you hear me? I'm on the.
I'm actually reading them.
The Songhua will be. Can you guys hear me? I'm in the Zoom call. I'm down in the kitchen. Can you hear me? Okay.
Ah, yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, just,
Okay, yeah.
like to say, keep muting when we're singing the holy songs. Why is that? To keep muting us when we're
Because,
singing.
Michael, you have to mute because the sound doesn't align. So people have to sing. They can sing, but then it can't be broadcasted. It has to be muted.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it just has to be muted because the singing, everyone's
Okay,
sound
okay,
is
I
the
see.
same. Don't worry.
Okay.
But that way everyone can sing in their own homes and then everyone can participate, but then the sound doesn't get all like.
We get the message. We get the message. Okay.
But for Seonghwa, the Seonghwa will be in the funeral home because it needs to be with the body. So when we have the time, the exact time and location, there'll be plenty of time after the Sunday service to move over to the funeral home. There'll be the plan is to have an open viewing from 1 to 3, and then from 3 o'clock.
Sorry, like we cannot hear you really clearly. Maybe if you can.
Okay, hang on.
There's a bit of echo.
I'm going to. Is this better?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I was saying is what the plan is, and this has to still be confirmed with the funeral homes, is to have an open viewing for the public from 1 to 3, and then the Seonghwa from 3. So usually be about an hour, half an hour to an hour, 3 to 4. And then we would, give people time to kind of head back to the center, and the reception would be at 5:30. So that should all be confirmed by Monday. It's just, on Sunday, it's just a bit harder to organize things. So what I want to do is I'd like to meet with people who are around today and just start kind of assigning some basic tasks that we know will have to get done and seeing how we can split the duties and make sure we're trying to cover kind of all the basic practical things that we need to do to prepare. So that's the update. Yeah, so let me know if there's any questions, but I hope that gives everyone a sense of where we're at.
Okay. Do we do this? Like the people who will organize will just be the people in the center. We will do it here in the prayer room with Zoom open, so maybe other people could also help out.
For today, let's just meet with people who are here in person because we can just quickly get some of the practical stuff out of the way. Like, I'm going to constantly be in contact with anyone else who wants to help. I'll have a list of tasks and people, and I can see what people are able to do and have time to do. But just for the sake of keeping it kind of quick and focused today, I just like to meet with people in person, and then I can follow up with calls and emails with everyone else, if that's all right.
All right. Perfect. All right. Thank you very much for everybody joining us today, also for the people in the Zoom call. And yeah, I wish you a good day today. And of course, we'll update you more about the Seonghwa for Noriko. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.